Hello everybody. In this video, I am going to talk about a topic on health insurance, that is daily room rent limit. This is a very important topic as a decision on a room rent limit can affect your claim to a very great extent. Do watch this video till the end where I have suggested some solutions and options to avoid any pitfalls. Before we proceed, this is Venkatesh Jayaraman. Do follow me in Twitter. This is my Twitter handle. My YouTube channel name is Empowering with Financial Awareness, where I discuss on topics related to personal finance and stock investing. So, getting on to the topic, in this video we will see what is room rent, why it is so important that I have made a video dedicated for this topic, and what you need to do. We will see these three topics in this video. So we'll quickly see the details of what is a room rent. Room rent is the amount which a hospital charges for using their rooms and other boarding expenses. This is calculated on a day basis spanning for 24 hours. So the next question is room rent covered in health insurance policies? Yes, it is covered, but with limits. Limits means there is some maximum extent to which the company will pay for your daily room rent. So that is called as the limit or cap. So how are these limits fixed and how do I know or where I can find the limits? There are two methods of fixing the limits. The first one is some percentage of your sum insured. Say if you have taken a 5 lakh policy cover, the company may provide 1% of the sum insured as the room rent limit. In that case, it is 5,000 rupees room rent per day, or it could be sometimes absolute number saying that we can pay you 3,000 rupees, 4,000 rupees per day. So this will be very much available in your policy document or the brochure, which you can always refer to. We will now see the different kinds of rooms which are available in hospitals. The first one is general ward, which means around 20-30 patients may be admitted in an open hall kind of arrangement. There is no privacy. You and your attenders need to stay in the same place. Probably there may be some partition, cloth partition or a screen kind of thing. Then a little better would be the semi-private ward. We can be called as a sharing basis. 2 to 3 people would be sharing a room. Then comes private ward, which is exclusively for you. And within private ward, there are multiple categories with increasing conveniences. The basic would be basic one would be a AC room. Then you'll have something maybe a television, a fridge, and so on. So there'll be some 2 or 3 categories. So what you see in the table is from one of the hospitals in Bangalore. You can see the typical rates for these different kinds of wards. You can find the rates for your hospitals in your locality, probably in hospital websites, but as far as I checked, I could not get it. There could be some online portals which mention it, or at the time of admission, the hospitals do share the rate card or the details of the room rent charges. So these are the places where you will get the charges for the room rent. Now we'll see the different policy documents of how they mention the room rent cap. These are from different various health insurance providers. The first one, you can see that it is mentioned very clearly as a percentage basis. It is 1% of the sum insured. The second one, you can see that they have mentioned it as 2% and also a maximum limit of around 4,000 per day. The third one, for a 1 lakh policy, they have mentioned 1,500 rupees, and for 2 lakh policy, they have mentioned 3,000 rupees, which indirectly equates to 1.5%. But as we saw earlier, companies could mention a percentage of sum insured, or they can fix an absolute number. So here they have given an absolute number of 1,500 and 3,000. I'm sure by now you are thinking, what is the big aspect in this room rent limit? So if you want a higher end room, I'm going to pay extra for it. Say you have a room rent eligibility of 4,000 and a private ward is around 5,000, and if you have a 3 days hospitalization, you don't have any problem. So the delta 1,000 you will pay for 3 days. It's going to be around 3,000 rupees, which you are willing to pay from your pocket. So what is the big deal here? So we are going to discuss this further. Please remember the implications are much bigger. There is a missing fine print, which we will see now. So what is missing the eye? See, it is to be noted that all the hospital charges are linked to the room rent. So what does it mean? The cost of various hospital expenses varies depends upon the kind of room you opt for. For example, in a general ward, the doctor visit charges could be 1000 rupees, whereas in a private ward, it could be 2000 rupees. And at the extreme, the deluxe or ultra deluxe, what you take for the same doctor visit, you'll be paying maybe 3000 rupees. So you'll see that the treatment is almost the same, only the room is different, but the treatment costs are charged differently. I'll just quickly illustrate you with a numeric example. So here there are two cases. One is a sharing a ward and another one is a private ward. The room rent for a sharing basis is 4000 per day and for private it is 6000 per day. The medical expenses for sharing it is 2.43 lakhs and for private it is 3.88 lakhs. So this is the comparison what I have provided, and you can see the medical expenses have proportionately increased. Now there's a question for you. Assume that you have a policy with a sum insured of 4 lakh and you have a room rent limit of 4000 per day. You decide to opt for a private ward which is having a room rent of 6000 per day. So can you now guess what is going to be a claim settlement? Say you have paid the bills and you are now collecting the bills and surrendering it to your insurance company for payment. Can you guess what is the amount you will get as a payment from your insurance company? Most of them would expect that a claim of 3.96 lakhs means the room rent limit of 4000, because 6000 was my decision to go for a private ward, which the insurance company will not honor. I agree. I will get 4000 and the medical expense of 3,88,000, which together is around 3.96 lakhs. And this is well within the policy limits also. Policy limit has 4 lakhs and my claim is for 3.96 lakhs. So I will be getting this amount as a reimbursement or the claim settlement. Remember, this is a wrong understanding. So what exactly does the insurance companies do? They prorate the total amount to fit to your room rent limits. For example, in this case, you have taken 6000 rupees room or ward and the total bill is 4 lakhs. They prorate this 4 lakh to a figure which will equate for 4000 rupees room rent. In this case, it's roughly 2.6 lakhs, which is 2/3 of 4 lakhs. Even if the amount is within limits, this is the policy or this is the procedure. Another view, what I have heard is, normally, I'm not sure about it, but I have heard about it. Normally, hospitals do have a rate card for each kind of room. What are the doctor charges? What are the nursing charges? What are the surgery charges, and so on? Which again will be more or less the same ratio what you're seeing in the what comes to a prorated calculation. So in the rate card, whatever amount is mentioned, they will approve the claim only to that extent. Whichever way is being calculated, you will see close to 1 lakh or more than 1 lakh is being supported, or it goes from your pocket, which is definitely not a small amount. This is exactly what will happen. Hope now you understood the trick and what is the fine print we are usually missing. It is not a few thousands of room rent which matters or which we think, but it is on the total bill amount which may run into a few lakhs, and in this particular case it is more than 1 lakh which the policy holder has to pay from his pocket. So what a policy holder should do? So it is at two stages. First is at the time of taking a policy, check for hospitals around your locality, the various kind of wards and the room rent for those wards, and what you can afford or what is your expectation, and align your policy so that the room rent limit closely matches to it. This is of course good for a case of planned hospitalization. In emergency, of course, anybody could get admitted anywhere and this trick is of little help. But most of the planned hospitalization, this does work out. And the another aspect is you can go for a higher end policy where the limits are higher, or in case of family floater with the amount of 10 lakhs or 15 lakhs, there are low limits at all. So you can check for that aspect in the policy and take a suitable policy with no limits or higher limits. The second stage where you have to take action is when at the time of hospitalization, align to a ward within your room rent limits. But one difficulty is hospitals may take advantage or say that they don't have a ward aligning to your room rent. Say example, I'm eligible for a semi-private ward, and I take somebody on emergency, and if hospital says I don't have a semi-private ward and I have a private ward only, you have no other option but you need to admit. So I agree that there are some exceptions, and I myself have seen a few in this last 5 to 10 years, and we also will see an example in the next slide. And if possible, ask for a differential rate card to understand the financial implications. This will work out well in the case of planned hospitalization. Differential rate card means if it is a private ward, what is the total bill? And if it is a deluxe ward, what is the expected total bill? It is just a tentative one, not an accurate one, just to understand the financial implications. This is an example which I told you that hospitals can, maybe it's not intentional, but in a situation they can very well tell that they don't have a normal ward or the ward which you're looking for, and you may end up going for a higher ward. There is somebody who has shared their experience, which I just happened to see in CoverFox. This is a screen image. So it can happen like this as well. So if you are interested to know more about health insurance, you can read my ebook on health insurance, which covers the various jargons, so steps for choosing best insurance cover, critical illness, and comparison of around 100 policies from 20 plus service providers. There is no product recommendations. Friends, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it and understood the important aspect covered in this video. Please do share this message with your friends and relatives, and most importantly, if you like this video, do like and share this video. If you have any comments or alternative views, feel free to share it in the comments box. Thank you once again.